and gentlemen, this is another episode of the Woman Empowerment Show. This is your host, Kelly Gomez, and today I have a very special friend. Her name is Rebecca Soto, and as you guys see her right here sitting down, she is a visionary leader in the real estate market with more than 2 decades of experience alongside her husband, Josue. They are impacting countless of lives. Rebecca, you're a champion of empowerment. I've seen it. And you're also a woman of God, a woman of faith, and a pillar of community impact. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure, and thank you for saying yes also to come over here.
Absolutely.
Can you share with me and with our audience as well, what's in your mind today? What's in your mind today and your heart as well?
What's in my mind and in my heart? Wow. That's a really broad question, but I guess I would have to say I start each day with gratitude. And it sounds so cliche because a lot of people are saying those things, but are we really saying it? Are we really going back, living it, and even evaluating, auditing our lives, and just being truly grateful for the things that we get on a day-to-day? And whether it's good or whether it's bad, we should always be grateful. So
that's true. And even though it's a little complicated often sometimes, at least in my personal experience, we're talking about when things go wrong, right?
Yes.
And before going live on camera, we were talking about cell phones. Right now my cell phone is broken. We're just talking about an experience, right? And something that's it's something simple in life, but it can create such a big impact and a ripple effect according to the attitude that we have when something happens, right?
You know, it's 90% how you react to things, and so when things happen to you, are you blowing up when things don't go right, or are you just kind of rolling with it? It is what it is. I can't change it.
Right. Can you share with them as well the anecdote about the cell phone?
The cell phone. So. Last year we were boarding on a cruise, and incidentally we're prepping for that cruise again this year. We do an annual cruise called Build at Sea.
Nice.
And it's an amazing event where we come together, we bring some really high level speakers and invite our real estate community to come and be 4 days 3 nights on the MSC cruise, and so it's just a beautiful experience. But last year, and by the way, emceeing the event, we're day one, we've just arrived, we're in the pool, and I get my cell phone and I put it inside one of those waterproof pouches, right? And so the waterproof pouch, you seal it at the top.
That
and then
supposedly is like super efficient.
It's airtight, like nothing's coming in there.
Right.
And it's got a lanyard, so it's hanging on your neck. So I confidently walk into the pool. There's a lot of people. We're just having conversation, and lo and behold, when I pick it up, I'm like, the pouch is full of water, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, this is really happening.
Like right now.
Yeah, exactly. No, think about it, because we run everything
in our phone.
From our phones,
the
right?
Whole
our life, our communication, my kids, like if there's an emergency, and all my notes for the event is on my phone, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is day one of this event or this conference or this cruise, and I'm already without a phone. There's no way I can replace the phone. What am I gonna do? What can you do? All you can do is control who you are. Control the controllables, right? What else can I control? Can I control the phone? Can I control nothing? So I'm just gonna have to deal with it, right? I just gonna have to smile through it and not even think about it. But I think also when you are truly grateful, what else is happening? Well, you know what? It's an opportunity for me to truly be present.
Yes.
To truly be in the place where I am, experiencing with the people, and not worried about what's going on.
What's coming.
And you know what? At the end of the day, most things that come through here are not life-threatening emergencies. I mean, yes, of course, there is the occasional emergency,
but
you know what? Everything was fine. everything was fine. I came off the ship and got a new phone.
I love the fact that you're sharing that because it's something that can be applied in so many other difficult, yes, and other areas of our lives.
And everything.
Whenever
yes.
we're facing anything in life, and I can see how it's also like maybe a reminder, a push, a reminder for you to be in that time off, right? And the reason why I talk about it is just, again, as I'm going through there, not having a phone right now, I've been analyzing a lot, like how much of us as human beings, how dependent we are of these apparatus, these devices, right? How much we're used to them, but also how much they help us, but at the same time, how important it is that connection with the one, ourselves, being grateful, being in a state of present, being in a state of now. And so for me, as a reflection of this, I realized that I needed to take a break. I've been going and rolling, and usually I like to be very proactive, and I'm jumping around, but I realized that, hey, okay, the phone is, I need to take a break, and so I did, and then I just like surrendered the cell phone, and I've been just focusing on my iPad. I still have to work, so I cannot operate 100% on technologically, but it's giving me that sense of like, okay, like that gratitude and appreciation.
Yeah.
So,
and I think like anything else, everything that we have should have, like it can be both great for you, great for business, great for communicating those important conversations, but also bad because it pulls your attention away. You're not present anywhere, and it just like we can spend endless hours just scrolling dead
on the screen.
Yeah, just wasting time scrolling, and so I think there has to be guardrails on the things that we have on our technology. So while it's great for business, whatever it is that we're doing, do the business and then put it down.
Yes.
Put it down. Have your
time management.
The time blocks, right?
Yes.
So for the time that I'm going to be working on this phone, whether it's the emails or internet, social media or whatever it is that we're working on,
right.
Do those, have your time set that you're going to be working on that, but then when it comes to having your personal time, family time, guard those times. Put the phone somewhere else so that it is not interfering, and put it on silent if you have to, because sometimes even when it's buzzing, that will disturb your it triggers you. It triggers you to think, oh, I have to look at my phone. Oh, I have to see. It might be the next client. It might be my kids. It might be the
program.
And so and the truth is you could put it away for a while. 10, 20, 30 minutes, an hour is not going to kill you.
That's true. And nobody's gonna die in that time, and instead you're actually going
right?
to.
Let's hope.
No, you're right, tocando madera. Pero sí, es muy importante, y también quiero que también hablemos un poquito en español. ¿Por qué? Porque también hablamos de nuestras raíces, y algo muy importante es, por ejemplo, yo les comento aquí, en el principio de mi carrera en real estate, al comienzo cuando no había inglés, no habían demasiadas personas con las que podía socializar, pero Rebeca y Josué eran uno de ellos porque hablan también español, entonces me parece muy chévere que compartimos como ese calor latino, y siento que eso se refleja no solamente en nuestra vida personal, sino también nos da buenos resultados en nuestro negocio, ¿cierto?
En todo lo que hacemos, ¿verdad? Nosotros somos bilingües y queremos a todos, ¿verdad? Pero queremos poder comunicarnos bien, y hay algo tan lindo de nuestra gente latina, nuestra cultura, la comida, la música y de todo, y cuando nos unimos, pues siempre es un buen tiempo.
La llama se enciende como más alto.
Seguro que sí.
I love it. And with that, I have a couple of questions here, so I'm gonna go to the first question, which is, Rebecca, how do you create a balance between being a successful mom, a wife, and a business owner all at the same time?
I don't know that there is balance. We try our best at working towards harmony, ¿verdad?
Okay.
And there's going to be seasons in your life where you have to go all in on, let's say it's business. If you are launching a business, or you're just having to put some extra time into the business to grow it, naturally there's times that you're going to have to work above and beyond.
Right.
But are you also guarding your personal time? And I think something I was thinking about today was like when I first came into real estate, and they were talking about if you are going to be a real estate agent, and let's say you decide to get your mortgage license, right?
Okay.
Or any other license. The industry wants to protect the consumer, right? So we have to make sure that when we're wearing a real estate hat, that our client knows I am acting as a realtor, right? Or if I'm wearing my mortgage hat, I'm acting as a mortgage a loan officer, right? And depending on let's say whatever industry that you're in, if you are switching because you're in multiple industries, that the consumer understands who you are acting in that moment. And the same thing at home. And the same thing at home, because it's very easy for you to blur the lines. And the hardest part about home is that I'm working all day and then I go home and work follows me home. And in the case of me and my husband, because we're both in real estate, it's very easy for those conversations to follow us, to home, to dinner, to bed, all day long.
Yeah.
We could be talking about business, and trust me, we have certainly made those mistakes. However, you have to learn that when you're coming home, you have to remove that business hat, and now I'm the mom. Now I'm the wife, right? And so everything has to change. If we don't know how to switch those things, and all the time we are one, then something's gonna suffer. So I think earlier in my career, because my kids are already grown now, but when I would come home, I'm just mom. And I have to, the kids are home from school, we gotta do homework, right? And we've gotta, take them out for either sports, whatever it is, and so I have to put aside my business. So it's having your guardrails. It's like, okay, I'm gonna work really hard during the hours that I have available to me. So let's say if those are 9 to 5 hours, those are the hours that I'm working, and I'm very intentional with those hours, because as soon as I come home, I can't be the realtor anymore. I've gotta be mom.
And also be super intentional with that time. Then pretty much everything makes it, you're like fully living.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. We're gonna jump into the next one. What the next one is, how do you recognize when you are walking in your God-given purpose?
How do you recognize when you're walking in your God-given purpose?
Yes. And I guess maybe adding into the question is, how will you recognize when you're getting a little bit away from it? Like, what's that line that reminds you?
I think the filter is always gonna be, if you get into the Word, reading the Word, you begin to know where the heart of God is. And as you get closer to the heart of God, your heart starts aligning with what's right for your life. And depending on what your industry is, where your life is heading, you're gonna feel that calling in your life. You're gonna feel like God is calling me to, and it's hard to describe because it's gonna be different for each one of us. It's not, there's no one clear-cut way, and it can come in the form of everything that you're reading. It may be something completely different, but every indicator that comes to you is pointing you in a direction of whatever that is. XYZ, right? So if it's that you're in your business, and maybe you want your business to go into a certain direction that you feel, that God is pointing you in that direction, then I would say you have to go in that direction, right? Now, you're in that direction and then you're still not clear if this is really what God has for you. Well, the truth is, whatever God has for you is always going to point you closer to Him. So if you feel that now I'm heading in this direction, but I feel like somehow I'm kind of veering off, well, then it's really just about pointing yourself back to Him. And the only way you know that you're pointing yourself back to Him is you stay connected to the Word, because the Word of God will always bring clarity to what direction you should be heading. So the filter every day is this bringing me closer or further away from God? If it's bringing me closer to God, then I've got to keep going. It's as simple as that.
Wow. I feel it. You're on fire. Wow. I'm gonna to take a deep breath.
Take it in. Take it in. And I think if we start each day, in prayer, because the truth is, God will speak to us in so many different ways. But if we don't take the time to pray and to read the Word, then we don't give Him that time to really speak to us or to hear His voice. So taking that time every day, whether it's at the start of the day or at the end of the day, or both. To me, I like to think there's a verse that's that says to meditar en el Señor all day long.
Okay.
And so how do you do that? How are you thinking about God all day long?
Yeah.
I mean, what you just do, right? So if you think of it, He is that friend that you have in your heart. And every day, every moment that is passing by, you can be reflecting back, speaking to Him in your mind, right, in your heart, and just kind of having that communion with Him. And so
that acknowledgement.
Yeah, exactly, because He's with you all the time. He's with you all the time.
Okay. I'm gonna practice more.
We all should, right? We all should.
Yeah.
And I do my best. There's moments that you're not always going to be thinking about that, but the moment it comes back to your mind, you're like, okay, but I think God is that friend that I'm bouncing the ideas off of, that I'm checking in with, that He is that person that you have to rely on, right? And so you're just constantly just praying, and in your mind, it's that constant, never-ending prayer. In everything that you do, you're always praying,
Okay.
because He's that friend that's always with you.
Okay. Well, era la próxima pregunta.
Okay.
Entonces, and thank you for being honest in your answers.
Yeah,
I can feel la genuinidad. ¿Cómo se dice? Esa, genuinidad. And we're gonna go into the next one. I hope you guys are enjoying it as well, because she really is coming out from a point of an expertise in her field, and also a very loving woman. I know her family, and I've been around her for a long time as well, for I don't know how many years, a long time.
Yeah.
And I can see how Rebecca es una mujer ejemplar, de verdad. Es una mujer que inspiras y motivas, y lo que tú haces, la manera como tú te mueves en tu vida, en tu día a día, las decisiones que toman, eso crea un impacto positivo en todas las personas que están a tu alrededor, que lo he sentido yo también estando a tu alrededor.
Thank you.
So thank you for being that.
And we're some of the people that we surround ourselves with, and so we're here to support and love one another, and help each other, guide each other, in our journey.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm gonna read the next one. How do you maintain your positive mindset and you continue leading others when your personal life feels overwhelming?
When your life is overwhelming, that can be hard, because when everything seems to be like catching fire, and disaster hits or tragedy strikes, it could be really challenging to stay positive. But I think that, again, knowing that everything works towards the good, even tragedy can work towards the good, and just, again, staying focused on God. But I think happiness is also a choice, right? Positivity is a choice. We can choose to be positive, we can choose to be negative, and if you feel like everything that you do is you find yourself complaining, then what you focus on expands, right? So if you're constantly complaining, you're just only ever going to see all the wrong things, all the negative things, and all you'll have is more complaints. And the compound effect of that is unhappiness overall. And so when I think of that, do I want to be happy or unhappy? So if I complain, if I'm overwhelmed and stressed, and I'm only focused on that, what am I going to see more of? It's that reticular activating system where, and not so much where, yes, you could attract it, I guess, but if focused on it, that's all you see. Right? So if you start focusing on goodness, focusing on the positive, even when crappy things happen, sometimes good things are also happening at the same time. Focus on the good things. Focus on what's to come. Here's a small example. I remember even when I was like single mom, and just getting started early in life. I had a string of different jobs, and I've seen people where they get fired from a job or dismissed for whatever reason, and immediately the anxiety, the stress, the upset, and being worried about the next thing. And I've never felt that way. I've never felt that way. I think on the contrary, I felt like, okay, if I, and trust me, I have been dismissed from jobs. If I got dismissed from a job, it's because God has something else better for me. Because I am always looking to seek as well. I'm always asking God to guide me, ¿cómo se dice? Que me abre el camino, ¿verdad? So if I trust Him to open up the path that's meant for me, to open the doors that are meant for me to walk through, then I cannot be stressed and overwhelmed when a door closes.
Right, because you're already thankful for the.
I'm trusting. Well, I'm trusting. First of all, I'm showing God, or not just showing, but if I truly trust in God, then those things don't matter, because what's coming is better. God has something else better for me, and I'm looking forward to that, and I'm excited about that.
So like that strong faith that resides within, even before any other outside circumstances.
Yeah.
And that's
So it
what
doesn't matter what
on.
is happening, and that also is a peace that God gives you, right?
Right.
And that peace also brings joy. So you could be even having joy despite the things that are happening to you.
I love it.
Incredible.
It is. I'm taking a lot of mental notes, and I'm gonna rewatch this episode because that's how good it is. It is. And I'm gonna go to the next one.
Okay.
So the next one is, what role has mentorship from other mentors played in your journey?
The roles of mentors, I think that it's vital, because as you are, let's say, navigating, you're in your career, right? And you have studied, you learned, as much as you can learn. You need mentors to guide you, to help you, and even if it's just observing, right? You're seeing how others are leading their business, and there's a lot that we can learn from them, so that we don't make the same mistakes.
Right.
So I think that learning from other people is so important. So I think if you don't have a mentor, you should look for one, because life's too short to be figuring it all on your own. And there's a lot of people who are willing to be that person for you, and so definitely recommend finding a mentor.
Is there any mentor that comes to your mind that you would like to mention for the audience, specifically for like a business owner that's looking to grow their business from a small business to a mid-sized business, let's say?
Small business to a mid-sized business. Well, I'm gonna say there's so many different people that I
book,
could
maybe.
a book.
Whatever that you want to share, a quote, a book.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna give a shout out to my business partners who I love so much, and also today is my 7-year anniversary from being with eXp.
Congratulations!
So, thank you. It's been amazing. 7 years today. So I was just thinking about that, because I feel like I met you just before coming into eXp, so like around maybe a year earlier. Because we were doing that couples shoot for real producers.
And I believe
that was
St. Valentine's edition, so that was February.
That was February of 2019.
29. So I think that's when we actually met.
Yeah.
Like, yes, that's when we actually met.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Look at that.
That's amazing.
Aww.
That's amazing. And I've been a total of 20 years now in the industry this year.
Wow.
And the whole time working together with my husband, so it's been an amazing experience. And for 9 years we had our own brokerage, and I really love that experience. It certainly helped us coming out of the market crash, and we
Equity. What was the name?
Equity One Realty.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember.
Equity One Realty. And so it was such a great experience. But as we were thinking about growth, we just kind of exploring all the different ideas out there. ways that we could continue growing our business, and then we just decided to join EXP Realty, and so it's been 7 years, so super excited.
Nice.
But I've had the blessing to work together with some amazing partners,
Yes.
and so I have learned so much from them in this short amount of time, this past 7 years. I think, you know, not just in real estate, but also with like personal development and growing, you know, organizations, growing teams and things like that, that is invaluable information that I just value. But also there's the relationship that was built, right? So just that closeness with them. So I'll give a shout out to Carlos German, Gil Ramos, and Veronica Figueroa, who have been amazing and so instrumental in my real estate career, but also just amazing friends.
I definitely want to second that. I agree. I agree, because I also have been surrounded by those amazing mentors. I'm counting you. I count you as one of my mentors as well. So you and Josue, Josh and Rebecca, Veronica, and Gil, and Rosemary, Carlos German, you guys, Bobby the Bitterwoods too, you guys have been like, I don't even have enough words, to be honest. Como que no, se quedan cortas las palabras para poder expresar tanto, because it just has been so much, you know, has been so much. Leadership, community, sales, of course, but beyond that, it's like that, a strong, tight bond as a family. That really is what it feels like. Y se me erizan los pelos mientras hablo, porque de verdad, si es la manera como yo lo siento, es como que familia. And even though, like, right now I'm at a different office, it still feels like family. Like, I consider you guys part of my family.
And I consider you
sure.
also one of my mentors, because the truth is, I knew nothing about Airbnb before coming into EXP, and the truth is, I've learned so much just from you. And you know, house hacking and all the things, and you were so kind to show us some of your properties and the amazing things that you have done with it, and like, wow, you know. So just hats off to you, you know, because you've built a beautiful empire with that. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. And let's talk about that. Now that we're talking about the books, we have right here one very special book for you guys. Take a look at this. Now talking about partnerships. What if you share with us a little bit of what is Married in Real Estate book?
So Married in Real Estate really is.
One second, before we go, I'm gonna check that the cameras are still good. Sí, todo bien. We're good.
Yeah. So Married in Real Estate is a story. It's the story of us, right? So my husband and I, and how we have navigated this industry, and how we came through, you know, like. Success and almost financial ruin, and how we bounce back from all of that. So there's some really great nuggets in here about how to balance your life, even though again there's no such thing as balance, but finding harmony, right? And how we have been able to just through how do I explain it? Conflict resolution, things like that, and just really how we did it. So
how you guys have like pivot your relationship and your business and everything that
raising a family, the whole nine. So how we've been able to build a beautiful career together, and I believe that many couples go through the same struggles that we have been. So it was pretty awesome to be able to put this down in the book. And we share this with a lot of couples who are entering the industry, and we've gotten a lot of good feedback. You know, that it has really helped some other couples navigate real estate as well together.
I love it. And you guys did a recent event about 2-3 weeks, something like that, last month.
Yes.
And it was a seminar for Married in Real Estate, right?
Right.
And I want to tell you guys that the event was really cool. They had multiple different speakers, and it was an entertainment as well. There was a show, somebody was dancing like Michael Jackson. That was really cool. And they were sharing about the different experiences of like how these couples, you guys and the other couples, how they're able to just keep everything afloat and succeed, right? And I remember these people, Barney and the husband
Bernie
Bernie.
and Tammy.
Yes.
Which they call themselves Bammy.
That's the word I was thinking about, Bammy.
Yeah,
And
Bammy.
so they were amazing. I really like the fact of how they were talking about, even though they were married before and like they got separated and then they came back together. To me, that was very like wow, right?
Yeah.
Interesting to find out that something like that can happen. And I really like the part that when they were mentioning that the first time that they got married, they did it something more at the court, and then the second time they did it at the church. And they believe they say that they really believe that there is a differentiator, like that's something that's very key because they did it with the right intention. So things like that was one of my biggest takeaways, and also just seeing how important it is relating to what you just mentioned about taking the hat off and understanding that if I'm about to walk in home, I'm gonna be a mom, I'm gonna be a daughter, I'm gonna be a sister, I'm gonna be whoever I need to be at that moment. And whenever I need to go be on the camera or with a client, being very intentional and mindful of where we need to set ourselves inside before we even step into the actual space.
You know, it's interesting because it reminds me also another part of the conference where they talked about the feminine and masculine energy. And there's a lot of women, and more women are relating to having a bit of a masculine energy about them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the thing is that life could be really hard sometimes, and so as it makes us build a tough exterior where we show up with that super masculine energy. And you know, like I'm the best, no one could, you know,
that
take me down, and
mindset,
competitiveness and all that. But in a marriage, you have to create the environment where we can let go of that masculine energy and come back into our feminine energy to be with our spouse, right? And so they talked about that, and I just thought that was beautiful because I hadn't really thought about that in those terms. And they're right, you know, like we have to be so hard, and we're negotiating deals, and we're having people come at us, so you have to come back, you know, with that same hard energy. And then we come home and we're still like, come at me.
Yes, it happens to me, totally.
And so, but we have to.
And then the husband or the baby or the whoever is like,
they don't know what to do with that, right? Yeah, mom. So, you know, it's knowing when to soften and create, and the husband also helping to create that environment that you can be back to that feminine energy and be able to take care and try to create a more balanced structure at home as well, right? And so whatever that looks like, because I don't believe that there are roles that are specific to men or women, but we have to decide at home
as long as
what
someone
those roles
is doing it, right?
Right, exactly.
And teamwork.
Exactly, teamwork. It's all about teamwork. And it's funny because a lot of the concepts for building a team and defining roles and things like that, all of that has to be happening at home as well.
The foundation.
Yeah, it's the foundation of our home, but if we're not working as a cohesive team, an aligned team at home, then we're going to find ourselves misaligned. Right?
And that's going to show up outside everywhere else.
Exactly.
I see. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting close to the end, but before we finish, I want to showcase these little cards as well that I asked you about the other day, because I thought it was a very como que muy romántico el detalle y especial. It's really cute.
Thank you.
And I will be using them whenever I have a new husband.
On your date nights.
I'm like, there we go.
Yeah.
And I was reading to some of them, and I was looking to, so I'm just gonna pick one of them and read it for you guys, and you can pick one as well.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. That's one. This one says, how can we better separate business conversations from personal time? Right on what we were speaking about. Perfect.
I love it. And you know, these cards are meant to just kind of open up conversation, right? Some things that maybe we don't typically talk about, but we should. And
Yes.
so it's just meant while you're at a date night, just hanging around in the house or whatever, you pull out the cards, and just kind of strike up conversation. We don't know what to talk about today, so or
Right,
it's not even
breaking
about not
the
knowing
ice.
what to talk about, but just
Changing
wanting
the
to change the
topic.
topic, right, exactly.
Getting deeper.
Exactly. And so I love that. We were just talking about that now.
It literally is like meant to be.
Great conversation. This one says, when do you feel like we are working best as a team?
Nice.
So this way it pulls out from him or her, right? When do you think we're doing the best at being a team? Because
Right.
now I think
And
that
that will
that's
align them.
very, yeah, exactly. It aligns you because now you actually know what they're thinking or what they actually like. Because there's what I'm doing and what I think that they got from from what I've just done, and then there's actually what they saw, right? And so knowing what's important to them and what they saw helps you to kind of keep delivering on that.
It is, and continue to expanding on it.
Yeah.
It was a very smart idea.
Oh,
You're very smart.
thank
I
you.
love it.
I'm so glad that you brought these out. I put a lot of heart into creating these cards, and so I really do hope that it inspires every person who received a deck of these. I prayed over them so that they would be blessed, right? And so
Aw.
I hope that people do enjoy it.
Well, I can tell from my personal experience, I enjoyed it. So
Oh,
thank you.
Good, thank you.
Fue cumplido la intención.
Thank you.
Funcionó. Thank
I'm
you.
so happy.
And also thank you for coming, for your time, for sharing, and thank you as well for watching us, for interacting with us. Let us know in the comments if you want to know anything else, have any questions. And lastly, but not less important, how can they find you, Rebecca, if they want to get to know you more or also purchase a copy of your book?
Absolutely. I can be found at marriedandrealestate.com, or you can find me on Instagram, Rebecca Soto _legacy.
You guys heard that right. I'm also gonna put it in the comments right here. And you can find me on Instagram as Kelly Empowers, and they can help you as well become financially free through any real estate investments. Have an excellent day. Y Rebecca, que te vaya súper bien y que sigas brillando.
Thank you, thank you.
I love you.
Love you.
I'm gonna give it a hug. Gracias, me encantó verte. Me encantó que nos fluyó todo súper bien.